you know that breathing is the number one way why you can't sing well? It makes sense. If you think about it, singing is breathing. So you inhale air, you exhale singing. The way you inhale absolutely can transform your singing for good and for bad. So we might as well build some awareness around it. By the way, my name is Jorgelina. I dedicate my life to teaching people how to sing contemporary music in a functional and healthy way so you can sing for the rest of your life. So as I mentioned, breathing can really transform your singing, and the way you are breathing probably is one of the causes why singing is not easy for you. So let's start talking about breathing. We're going to talk about common breathing mistakes, what they cause, and how to breathe in an effective way for singing. Number one breathing mistake for singers is to breathe high and shallow. This. So we do this a lot, and one of the problems that singers have is that as they get more advanced, because they didn't train this earlier on, then they sing like that on stage and they sing songs like that. This is a big problem, not only because it's a very shallow way to breathe, but also because it's a way of breathing that signals to your brain that you are in danger. You might get away with singing, you might sound nice, you might sound in tune. A lot of singers, sound really powerful, but you are damaging your voice. And that is the main thing. We don't want to damage your voice. We want to preserve it, because your voice is not only an instrument that sounds nice, but also is your main way of communicating with the world. You want this healthy for many reasons, but let's not talk about that. Let's talk about singing. So, as I mentioned, shallow breathing. Many reasons for this. One of them is that we are all the time stressed these days, and our breathing is more shallow than it should be. So we tend to breathe in like this. We tend to breathe very, very fast. And when we breathe, we are still trying to do that, but we need more air, so we kind of force it. Now, what happens when we breathe in this way? We breathe in a way in which, our shoulders go up and we make noise. A few things happen. The first thing is that we are inhaling a tiny bit of air. We think we're inhaling a lot, but we are not. Effort doesn't mean volume of air. So what it means is that you are making a lot of effort to breathe. That is all that it means. You are using a lot of effort, a lot of muscles to bring air to your system. And that is not good for singing, because singing is about using the body efficiently and using the muscles for what they are designed to do. That is what functional singing means, to use the singing muscles for the function of singing when you are singing, obviously. Two problems there: little bit of air and a lot of effort. That results on a lot of air pressure. And that means that the neck muscles and a lot of other muscles that you need for singing are going to be working for functions other than singing, and then singing is going to come with a lot of effort, and we don't want that. Huge problem to start the notes, to sing in tune, to last long singing, to reach higher notes, to connect your voice in different registers, and to sound pleasant as well. I know, everything is interconnected in the body, whether we want it or not. So what this causes, as I mentioned, is a lot of high air pressure. So the way singing works is you inhale air and you exhale, and when you exhale, the vocal cords open and close, resisting that air, and that is when the air is compressed and is what you know as sound. But if that air pressure that you exhale with is too much, then the vocal cords have to really close together, and if it is too little, then they don't get to fully close together. So when you breathe in very shallowly, that air pressure is not ideal for singing. It might be too little, it might be too much, but it's not going to be ideal. That is one of the things that happens. The other thing that happens, of course, is because you are breathing with effort, then when you are trying to sing, you are going to start the sound in a really bad way. So you're going to probably start with a hard onset. This kind of punch that means that your vocal cords are really clapping each other, and that brings trouble later on. But not only damages your voice, it can produce nodules if you abuse that, but also it really messes with your pitch. And that's not something we want, of course, when we sing. Of course, there are some other problems that come with this, such as the inability to hold long notes. Also, if you breathe such a little amount of air, you can't really control it. And you need to be able to control it to be able to change pitch. So if you have a little bit of air and not a good quality inhale, you're going to be struggling with high notes and with low notes as well, and with everything in between. So as you can see, those are just some of the things that come with breathing. There are other issues that come with breathing, but it's important when we learn singing that we go from the macro to the micro. And so those other issues, we're going to talk about them maybe in another moment. For now, just know that it has a big impact on the preparation for singing. So you are doomed to fail before you even start singing, just by the inhale. By the way, if you are interested in fully understanding how the singing function works, I invite you to check my one-on-one coaching program. The application page is in the description below, and this is a 10-week program that is designed to give you a strong foundation for singing, not just a few tips, but an actual structured program that is going to transform your singing and save you months, if not years. So if you are serious about singing, I strongly recommend you to check that program below. Now let's talk about how to breathe in an effective manner for singing. The first thing is we're going to breathe more. That's it. When we are practicing singing, if we just practice songs with, a karaoke track or something in real speed, this is going to be really hard to do, because when you don't have time to breathe, you're going to come back to your habits. So when you are training your breathing, you need to slow it down. I know people don't like this, but it ironically saves you a lot of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab maybe a phrase of something you struggle with. Let's say maybe a scale. And just do it in your natural way first. And just observe. Right before you sing, you're going to be breathing. Or some people breathe and hold the breath. Just observe, what do you do? Try it now. You breathe in. And observe, how did you breathe? Were you raising your shoulders? Were you making noise? How long did you breathe for? What direction did your body move to? And so next time that we do it, we are going to change a little bit the way we inhale. We are going to start by bringing our hands to the ribs here. Yeah, so not here. Sometimes I say ribs and people go here. No, not ribs there, like very soft there. So you find the ribs, the rib cage, right? If we are sitting, we are going to press the floor with the feet. Actually, it's a bit hard for me because I'm pretty short and my feet don't really reach the ground. Anyway, so, but okay, I'm gonna make it. So we're going to press the floor with the feet, and we're gonna feel, hopefully, a little bit of a tonus in the low back. Yes? We don't want to be doing this when we breathe in, by the way. We don't want to arch the back. So you feel your feet are pressing the ground, your lumbar spine has some tonus, and maybe you can feel some tonus also in your ribs. So all of this is without singing, without breathing. Yeah? So just increasing the tonus there. And once you do, then you are going to inhale. So try that, pressing your feet, giving your lumbar spine some tonus, and breathe. When you breathe, can you feel the ribs expanding to the sides? Yes? Next time, we're going to breathe in that way, but we're going to breathe from an open mouth, and we're going to just let the air in without pulling it, without making noise. So let's try that together. Increase the pressure. Push the floor with your feet. Lumbar spine is toned. Ribs are toned. We're going to breathe in through the mouth, no noise. And next time we do it, we're going to try the same scale. So same idea. Pushing, increasing tonus, ribs, breathing. And hopefully, singing was a little bit easier. Of course, we did this exercise very quickly. This usually is a whole lesson that you will take, but take some more time to explore. Take some more time to explore. You can change your singing a lot by the way you change your breathing, and you can change your breathing by the way you organize your body. If you are all like this or all tense, your breathing is going to be affected and your voice is going to be affected. This is very important to understand, that anything we do with our body is going to change our breathing. Anything we do with our breathing is going to change our voice. And you can control your body tonus. voluntary muscles. You can stand up, you can go for a run, you can slouch. So many things you can do that are going to indirectly change your breathing and then change your voice. So that's a little bit of what I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully it was useful. You can let me know in the comments how was it for you. And yeah, if you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel, give it a like, and I'll see you next time.